gentlemen, are you ready?
Let's cover order by. The order by limits are very, very easy. And if you have no problem in learning these topics from here to here, order by limits are very, very easy. Okay. So I'll open program as. Okay, so order by. Order by is sorting your table in ascending or descending order. It is not removing any of the rows in the table or columns. It is not adding anything, right? It is just ordering your table in some order, right? In sorting your table in some order, which is ascending or descending. So if I tell you that sort this table in the ascending names, right? Then you will say Betty should come at the top, right? Betty should come at the top, Robert should come at the very end, right? And that is what your ordering of your table is. So I'll just say select star from customers. I can write joins where group by having, but I'm skipping all of them and I'm writing order by. Okay. What does order by takes? Order by takes column names. It can take multiple column names also. It can take single name, single column also. So I can write column, which is the column you want to do ordering on. In this case, I'll be doing ordering on first name, right? So I'll just write first name in here. Now, after writing order by or the column name, you have two options. You can write either ASC, which stands for ascending, or you can write DESC. Oops. DESC, descending, right? If you don't write anything, that is default way of saying ascending. So even if you write ASC or you don't write ASC, both are same. By default, it is ascending order. Okay, if you only want to write descending, then only you have to write the ESC. Otherwise, you can skip writing ASC. Okay. So first name, if I'm not writing anything, that means ascending order, right? Now, if I run this, you'll see in the answer, Betty is at the top and Robert is at the bottom. My screen is not visible. Online, guys, no one of you is able to see my screen?
No, sir, we are able to.
You are able to see the screen, right? So I think who was that? Vinod, right? Vinod, I think your internet connection might not be good. So you might have to maybe join again, or you can go through the recordings also in that case. Okay, one thing to note here is it's not just only this column has been reordered. All the rows associated with that also has been reordered. So in our original table, John Doe is 1, right? In the final table also, John Doe will still be 1. It's not like only this has been reshuffled. If Betty was down from the top, 5 and Doe also came to the top. Right? The full row shuffles. It's not like only the inner part of the rows will be shuffling, right? I can write descending also, the ESC. Then what will happen? Robert will come at the top because R. Because if you are doing ascending or descending on a text column, it will be doing alphabetically then. Okay. Descending means Z will come at the top and A will come at the end. Okay. Let's see if I ask you this question. What is the order of execution in here? What do you think the thing which will run first? From customer. Okay. Then select. Okay. Good. Usually the people will say order by, and then I will crack some jokes, but okay, I will not do this. So after from, your select will run and then your order by will run. Okay. But it's good that you know this. All right. You can also, if you do it on, let's say, age column, then your smaller number will come at the top and then the bigger number will come at the afterwards, right? So if you do this, age 22 is coming at the top and 31 is coming at the top. But now if you see this, if I do order by age, there are two 22s in here, right? how do you decide whether Robert Luna will be at the top or David Robinson will be at the top or down, right? Both of them are 22, right? How SQL is deciding for now is the order in which they were in the original table, it will keep that order. So Robert Luna was coming earlier and then David Robinson was coming. So let's see that. Robert Luna was coming and then David Robinson was coming. So it will keep the same order of your original table. Okay. In your first name also. You see there are two Johns, John Doe and John Reinhardt. But John Doe will come at the top in your final table also. Right, John Doe and then John Reinhardt. Although both the same names are right, starting with J only. If you decide to write two things in here, comma, and let's say age also, right? What does this mean? It is not like it will order on first name and then it will order on age name column also again. First, it will order on first name, right? So if I run this, you still are getting Betty, David, John, Robert as usual. But now if the names are same, if the values of the rows are exactly same, for example, in this case, John and John, then it will go to the other column, which is age, right? And then it will see, and I've not written anything here also. That means this is also ascending. You can write ascending, descending for both of them. Ascending in here, descending in here like this. That is also fine. But you have to specify for both of them. If you're not specifying, it is ascending by default. The first name and age, it is saying first sort it on the first name. If the names are same, then sort it on age. Only if the names are same. Okay. The names are same. Then only for these two, sort it for age also. That's why 25 is coming up and 31 is coming down. Only for these two. Okay. If I write descending in here, you still have the same answer in your first name, right? But this John and this John has been replaced by this one is John Doe and this one is John Reinhardt now. Earlier, this was John Reinhardt and this was John Doe. And because age is descending, 31 should be top and then 25 should be at the down. Right? That is your order by, nothing else. There is nothing complicated. Even in the advanced part also, this is the only thing which is there, order by. Okay. All right. So this is done. Lastly, you have limit. Limit will take some integer or what you call it as a number or something like this. Okay. So it's a pure number. It is not a decimal number or something like this. Whole number, right? 1, 2, 3, 10, 15, 20, something like this. Again, I can write all the things which I want to write, but I'm skipping all of them and I'm writing limit directly. What is limit saying now? Limit wants a number. So let's say if I write 3 in here, it says I only want the top 3 rows. I only want my data to limit until 3 rows. If I run this from customers table, I want only 3 rows of data. Only 3 rows. Okay. If I write 2 in here, it will give you 2 rows of data. You can write mathematical operations also in here, 2 plus 2, which is 4. It will give you 4 rows of data. Okay, but every time from the top. Any questions in here? Nothing. It's nothing difficult in it. But why limit is used then? Right? What is the purpose of using limit? So you see in your companies, you'll be working with a very big, this is a very small table, 5 rows of data. That's why if I'm run SQL, it is instantly giving me the answer. What if the rows have 50,000 rows? It will still be very, very fast. What if the rows have 5 crore rows, right? Then even if you write something like this, select star from customers, this is going to maybe take 10 minutes or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on your laptop or your server configurations, how much powerful they are. It will take time. It is not like SQL will be very, very fast till then. SQL is fast, but it like 5 crore rows we are talking about, right? If that is the case, let's say select star from customers will take 15 minutes, let's say, right? Or 10 minutes, let's say. After running this, you realize you had to put one where clause also here, where age is greater than 18. Again, you will have to run this. Again, wait 10 minutes. Then you realize not only just greater than 18, greater than or equal to 18 you had to put. Again, run it. Again, wait for 10 minutes. Right? So every time you will have to wait for so much of time if you want to do this kind of operations. And you're just wasting time waiting, not even writing code, right? But if you write like this, limit, let's say 10 or 10,000, something like this, right? If your code is working for 100 rows, it will work the same for your 10,000 rows. It will work the same for your crores of rows also, right? Your code should be like that, right? So you just take the only, let's say 1,000 rows from the top. And then once you run this, it will run within, let's say like 5 seconds or so, maximum 5 seconds. 1,000 is a very, very small number. It will run it in second, right? But if you think, okay, something which you have to change less than or equal to, you do it and then again run it. And then again, you will take 1 or 2 seconds only to run it. Okay. You are saving some time. Once you are sure that your code is fine, then just you remove the limit part, right? And then run the code once. So you only have to wait only for once, 10 minutes, but you don't have to wait for again and again, right? If the data is very big. So in that case, your limit will helps you, right? The other part is, let's say if I ask you this question, I want a customer who is youngest of all of them. Okay. How would you get this? What do you think you should be doing in order to get either Robert Luna or either David Robinson? Youngest of them means the young age, right? Depending on the age. Right. Order by, correct. So let's say if I write order by age and then limit 1, right? If I run this, you're getting Robert Luna. What is happening in here? Order by age first is running, right? That means 22 will come at the top. Robert Luna and David Robinson will be the first 2 rows. And then I'm saying limit 1. Only the first one will be limit. That's why you're getting this. But you should always be using order by and limit answer. There are certain questions which will be asked in your interviews, which you will think I will just do it by order by and limit. The only problem with your order by and limit is you don't know how many customers are there with the age of 22. Right now, the correct answer was 2, right? Because there were 2 people who have the youngest of age. Why you only took Robert Luna? Why not David Robinson? Okay. The question, let's say in your interview, this is a very frequent asked question that from the employees table. Now you imagine what is the employees table, right? No one is going to give you columns in your, they might tell you what are the columns, but they are not giving you any table like this. They won't give you. They will say that there is an employees table. It has 2 columns. One is employee ID and one is salary. Okay. I want an employee who is earning the lowest salary. Or I want all the employees who are earning the lowest salary, right? But if you answer order by and limit, you do not know how many employees will be there who are earning the lowest salary. Maybe 1, maybe 10, maybe 100, right? In that case, this order by and limit really do not works, right? So if those types of questions are asked, only like, just to identify which is the lowest age, which is that customer, just to do some kind of hit and trials, you can maybe use this. But to give actual answers, this is not used, right? This is a very, beginner way of answering the question, because in there you might be missing many of the employees or users in there. But this is the use of your limit, not very frequently used. Only I have used it only whenever the table is very big and I want to just see the result very quickly. I don't want to waste my time, so I will just put limit 1,000 every time. This limit is not there in your MS SQL. It is only there in your MySQL. In your MS SQL, you write top keyword, top 2, top 3, something like this. Same work. It will just give you the top 3 rows, top 4 rows, something like that. Right? But in your MySQL, this won't work. Any questions from here to here now? So we started with your from, which will take table name, join if you want to bring information from 2 different tables, where if you want to filter out the record basis on conditions, group by if you want to group some conditions and do some aggregations also. Okay, group some columns and do some aggregations. Having, after doing some groupings, if you want to remove some of the rows, okay, which is, in other words, to filter out the groups based on some condition, to filter out the rows, to filter out the groups. Okay. Order by is just sorting your table and ascending or descending. Limit is just limiting your number of rows. Okay. This is the basics of your SQL. The first question was this order of execution. The second question was that join question, which is how many rows will be there in inner, left, right, full outer. Third question, which we discussed, was the difference between where and having. Can you guys tell what is the difference between where and having? 3 differences. It's like in your interviews also, this is asked, what is the 3 differences between your where and having? And then at that time, if you're thinking, right, then the interview is already gone. Because they think if you have to think about what is where and having, that it is already too late. You should be knowing the answer already, right? If you have used them, you should be knowing the answer already, right? What is the main difference between where and having? Where filter out the rows, having filter out the groups. That is the first main condition. First main difference. What is the second difference? Right. Having takes the aggregated conditions, where takes the normal condition. Where cannot take aggregated conditions, right? Basically, having takes the aggregated conditions only. Okay. Third difference. Anyone? Sorry.
So where can be used independently and having cannot be used without group by.
Right. So online Ashwath area, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So where can be used independently, which is without group by also you can use where. But having, if you want to use, you will have to use it with your group by. If you don't find any differences, right, at that point of time, you just tell the difference in the terms of order of execution. You know, where comes first and having comes after your group by. At least to fill in the silence, right? With this, now I think this is the best time to just start downloading the software now. Okay. Okay, just open your laptop, guys, if you have, and go to this website, which is MySQL. We'll download MySQL only. Right? Reach this website in here first. And I would like to have one laptop because again, I have to uninstall and install it again in order to show you. So I will just require one of your guys' laptop. If you can open it and open this website, I'll share it from your laptop. You guys, anyone have Skype or can anyone join that group? Skype group. Join Skype call and just give me a laptop. I'll install it in your, and then I'll take that example for you guys also. Just write mysql.com and you will be landed to this page. We have half an hour. I think we should be able to download. People will be getting some of the errors here and there. So let's utilize today's time to just download the software and let's see if anyone has any error. Join group, Skype group. Signal is not there, but I think you can connect it. Password, I don't know. I'll share it. Okay. I'm sharing it from another laptop. You have the battery, right? Okay. Thank you. Oops, not WhatsApp. But you don't have it downloaded, right? You already have it downloaded. Yeah. Okay. Let's do one thing. I will uninstall it and install it again. Just disconnect it from my mobile, right? I mean, I think. It's fine. Okay, I'll only share my screen. I'll quickly uninstall it and then install it again. In the meantime, what you guys should do, let's go in here. Go to the downloads button in here. Downloads, right? First of all, if you already have it downloaded, if you search for MySQL in the search bar, you will have something like this, MySQL Workbench 8.0 CE. If this is already shown to you at the top, that means you already have it downloaded. You don't need to download it again. Okay. For now, I have downloaded. I'll remove it in shortly, but let's go to download first. Scroll down. Click on MySQL Community GPL downloads. Okay. Easy. I mean, technically speaking, I mean, it should take only 5 minutes to download it. And if I tell you to download something else, you will be able to download very fast. But just for some reason, people are not able to do this very quickly enough. So what I will do, I'll click on my community GPL downloads. Now there are two things which we need to download. One is MySQL community server, one is MySQL Workbench. But instead of downloading it separately, we will download it from the MySQL installer for Windows. What are those two things? One is community server. That means where your database will be lying, right? Where you will be asking questions, right? To whom you will be asking questions and who will be giving you answer, right? That is your server. In this case, the server is your laptop. In your company, there will be a centralized server and everyone will be asking questions to that. But in this case, you will have your own server, that is your laptop, and then your SQL Workbench, which is where you will be writing your codes. Okay. So all this select star from where all these things you will be writing where you will be writing on the Workbench. So I will download MySQL installer for Windows. Let me know if anyone has MacBook. The process is slightly different, but if you have Windows, the process is exactly same. You have two things you can download in here. If you have a stable internet connection, you can download this one. If you do not have that one, which I don't think we have stable internet connection, you download only the setup file from here, which is 2.1 MB, right? After downloading 2.1 MB, the setup file will download this 352 MB part. So just download the first one in here, right? Click. It will take you to this page. It is asking you to log in, sign up, all these things. There's no need to log in, sign up. Just click on no thanks. Just start my download. Okay. Click on that. It is downloading now. Only 2 MB. Once you have that, you will have MySQL installer for Windows in here. In the meantime, I will just remove the older one. It will take at least 2 minutes to uninstall it. Okay. Down file. Okay, uninstalled it. So the setup file which you have downloaded, only 2 MB file, just double click on that. It will ask you for your permission twice. Okay. If I double click on that, it is asking me for my authentication. So let's say yes, authorization, yes again. And you should be on this page. Now you can close everything else. Okay, this page, everyone is on this page now. Okay. If you are having difficulties, just let me know, right? Again, server only, no. Client only, no. Client is just the workbench. Server only, full. There are so many things on your MySQL case. Connectors are there, ODBCs are there, right? So we don't have to download all these things. We only want to learn SQL, right? So only the custom part, just select and click on next. Now this, you just have to select the things which you want to download, right? So the SQL server, I want to download one thing. In the application also, I want to download one thing. The SQL server, I will expand it. Again, MySQL server, again, MySQL server 8. The first thing which says MySQL server 8.0.41, click on that and transfer it to the right side. It says available product. It says product to be installed, right? So I want to install 8.0.41. Okay. You might have something else also, 8.0.40. It might also be there depending on your laptop configuration, but just transfer 8.0.41 to the right side. The second thing which you want to transfer it to the right side is applications. MySQL Workbench, you have to expand. Again, MySQL Workbench, you have to expand, and MySQL Workbench 8.0.41 to the right side. These are the two things which I need to download to get me started with your software. Okay, once you have these two things on the right side, you can click on next, and then you can say execute. Ready to download, it says, right? So execute. Now it will download it. And depending on your internet connection, it might take some time also. But let's see if you guys are able to do it. You guys are able to do it? Yeah, double click on that. Custom. Next. First one. Just a second. Remove the mouse. So it's not working. For some of you guys, some Microsoft permission also will be there. So just click OK for that one also. Yes, you will also get that. But let it download first. Yeah, just agree to that. Agree to the term and condition, and then click on install. Yeah, I think you already have it installed. It says already exist. Yeah, I think you had it, but then someone removed it, or maybe you only removed it, but it was not removed properly. It says it already has it. So maybe at the end of this class, I'll just do it for you. Yeah, next. Now execute. Next. Execute. What about guys here? Then don't go ahead. Yeah, agree. Then it will say okay, then you just do next. What? It's okay. Okay, once it is downloaded, click on next, and again click on execute so that it will start installing now. You have already installed. Okay, good. Yeah, next. Execute here. Done, right? Good, I think everyone will be able to do it. Yeah, just go to. Sorry. Oh, touch is on there. Yeah, server is not there. Okay, we'll also install it for you, and I think two people are there. I to take it. At the end of the class, we'll do it. It's slow. In some of the laptops, it just downloads very slowly. Once this is done, again, click on next. Click on next again. There is nothing to configure in the product configuration. There's no need you have to change it, the type and networking also. Authentication method. Earlier, we used to do this legacy authentication, but now, again, the recommended one is the top one. So just click that. MySQL root password, it says, right? You can keep any password, basically. No one is going to hack your system, even if that password is leaked. Keep a password which is very easy to remember. So, right, let's say I'm keeping 1234, right? It will be asked again once you start opening your MySQL, right? Even if I say so, people will be there who will keep this long password, and then you will forget after 2 days, and then gone. Password is not there, right? What is the use of installing that if you are not able to use, right? You have to, again, this very big process. Better is to uninstall and install it again. That is better. So I think there are some other ways also I have not explored it properly, because MySQL is not the one which I use in my day-to-day life. But 1234, I'm keeping the password. You also keep the same. There is nothing harm in this, right? We are just, first of all, no one is going to hack your system. Why you will be hacked? I don't know. Okay, next. There's no need to change anything again in here. Click on next. Again, there's no need to change anything here. Next. Finally, execute. Nothing to select in here. These are the steps which will be performed. This was the last step, and I think if everything is tick marked in here, I think that is done. So I have to click on finish, click on next again, nothing to change again, and finish finally, right? That's it. It will open your workbench, which is this. Let's see if everyone has this opened up. Done? Great. Done. Yeah, next. Next is not coming. Next. And password. I think I should make it mandatory to put the password 1234 only. Next class, I will tell the password is only 1234. Yeah, I think you had downloaded it before, but let's see. You have the same thing. Next, finish. I think you already had it, I think, but fine. Okay, good. Just use any one of them. I think the first one. Yeah, this is not the correct. I think you already had installed it. We install it again, which is this one. So 1234 is the password. Done. Yeah, MySQL, not this one. Okay. MySQL Workbench. No, not this one. What happened to the installation? Server. No, this is the server setup file. Okay, we'll see at the end of the class. Cool. Okay, if everyone have this, if you click on the first one in here, it says MySQL 80, it might say something else for you, but it should say root for you. Root means you are the main user. You are the admin. That means you can decide who can use, who can be the user, who can be the admin, who can be, you can give the privileges, right? But this root one is the one which you have to click on. Not ask you for the password. Here you will write your safe secured password 1234 and save it in the vault also. Okay, if you save password in vault, that means you won't have to again remember it. And click OK. If you have this thunder icon here in yellow color, that means your installation was done properly. If it is in gray color, that means your server is still not working. You might have to install it again or something like that. Something would have happened wrong. But this, if it is in yellow color, that means your server is working, right? And you can start writing your code in here, which is select whatever, right? Select start from whatever. We'll see what we have to write. Online. I'm getting setup failed. Okay. That is very vague, but we'll see all the errors which we'll see at the very end. Anyone who is having gray color in here? All right. Okay, good. I'll take 5 minutes and then I'll let you guys go home, but only for the people who have some difficulties will stay. What we will have in here. So this is your workbench in here. Here is the place where you will write your code. The first thing which you see in here is your administration tab in here, right? This is administration tab. Only admins will work on this. Once you join your company, you will not be the admin, right? So it is of no use for you. As an admin, you work on various other stuff apart from your SQL. We are not learning that. Even after 7 years of experience, you will not be made admin, right? So I am not an admin anymore. So this part we will be skipping. We can go to schemas in here, schemas, right? If you click on the schemas in here, then you will see one thing in here, which is SYS, right? If you were using your MySQL from long ago, you might have something else also, but you will have SYS also. This is a system database. Now, database is symbol. If you can see it, it is like your tree desk in here, database. If you expand that database, you will see tables, you will see views, you will see stored procedures, you will see functions. Right now, you only know tables. We have worked on tables, right? Columns and rows, customer table, orders table, shipping tables. Those were the tables which we have worked on. We'll see view, stored procedure, functions also, but later in the course. So inside your tables, if I expand just the tables part, I have one table in it, which is named as SYS underscore config. Like your customer table, orders table, shipping table, I have SYS underscore config table. Okay. All right. This is the place where you will see the list of all your tables and databases. The left side. I cannot zoom this. That is the only problem. I can zoom the code, which is fine, but I cannot zoom this part or this part or this part in here. Okay. The middle part is where you will write your code. So all your codes will come in here. Like I said, we can just start writing double dash. and space is your comment. So double dash. This is my first SQL code, something like this. You can write something like this, and this is your commenting, not SQL. Okay. This right side, for now, you can just skip it. How can I remove this part? Because this is very small area to write my code. You see if you see these three buttons in here, if you click on the very rightmost part, it will hide this right part in here. If I click again, it will come back again. Okay. That is one thing. If I click on the left part, it will hide the schemas part. But I actually require schemas part, so let it be there. What is this down button in here? This is your output. So once you write your SQL code, here you will get your output, which is in the form of table, right? If you don't want that also, you can just click on this button in here, middle button, and that is also gone. So right now, everything is for your writing pieces of code. Okay. Let's see if we can write it. So select star from table name, right? Table name is sys underscore config. So sys underscore config and semicolon also. You might say this should work and it should give me the information about your sysconfig table or the table sysconfig. How will I run it? There are multiple ways in which you can run it. First way is if you click on this thunder icon button in here, it will run everything which is there on this particular sheet. If it has 100 lines, if it has multiple pieces of code, it will run everything. From top to bottom, it will try to run everything in order. But at times you might not want to do it. You might only want to run only these 2 lines, right? If that is the case, what you will do, you will just select these 2 lines in here and then click on thunder icon. If you do not select anything and if you click on thunder icon, that means everything will run. If you select or highlight it, only these 2 lines, and then if you click on thunder icon, it will only run these 2 lines, right? Okay, now you will say, okay, if I run these 2 lines, it should work. If I run this, you are getting an error, right? An error will be in red color, warning will be in yellow color, and if it runs properly, it will be in green color. Okay, the green color is the one which we should be focusing on. If it is error, what is the error also? Okay, the same error should not come twice. You see, what you should error, everyone will get it. Even after 7 years, also I'm getting errors, right? That is totally fine. But what is the error? That you should be knowing. And once you see what is the error, then you should not get that error, right? So the error is in this line, select star from sysconfig. That you can see it from your action in here. Message of your error is what? No database selected. You see, I have told sysconfig, but that sysconfig file can be there in multiple other databases also. That same name, so customer name, customer table can be there in database 1, database 2, database 3. 3 databases also, same customer table is there. Right? So if I say select star from sysconfig or select star from customer, which database it will go and take it from? Right? So I should select a database first. Now to select database also, there are 2 types, two ways. Either you can double click on sysconfig, sys database. If you double click on it, it will become bold. I'll show you it also. If I double click on it, it has become bold. Right? Or what you can do is you can also write it in the codes. Use and then your database name, SYS. This is something which we are learning for the very first time. Use means which database you want to use. So if I say use sys, and then if I run these 2 lines also at the same time, and if I run thunder icon, click on thunder icon button in here, I should be good to go. Right now it is saying 2 green symbols in here. Why 2 green symbol? Because the first is this green symbol. Use sys. Second green symbol is for select star from sysconfig. Right? So both of these ran fine. The first one was error because it was earlier error, right? If you want to clear this log, right click on it and clear. The log will be cleared also. Okay. And this is the table which you can see in here. Now this table is very small in here. I'll show you how to make it bigger, but at least you are getting column names, variable, value, set time, set by, and then there are different values inside it. We don't care about this table for now, but at least we are able to run our SQL queries the way we learned it. Okay, how to make it big? I cannot zoom this right away, but if you go into your edit. If you go into your edit, you have option of preference. If you want to make it bigger, I will make it bigger so that you will be able to see it, unless you will not be able to see much anything in here. So if you want to make it bigger, follow me, unless you can skip this part. Preferences, edit and preferences. And you will have to go to your fonts and colors in here. Now it says different fonts and size also. So everything is 10 in here. I will make it 20. 20, again 20, and I'll do OK. Now if I run this, select star from sysconfig, because I have double clicked anyways on the sys database and I have ran this one already, that means system database was already selected. I'll just run these two lines, run it. Now I have bigger version of my table. I have one line of code which was successfully executed also. If this is green in color, I don't want to see it, right? I mean, what is the purpose of seeing whether it is successfully executed, right? If it is not successfully executed, then I only want to see the error, right? So that's why I will just click on this middle part in here, so that I don't want to see the log unless until it's an error. If I run this now, I'm only getting the table. I'm not getting whether it has ran properly or not. Okay. Only if there is an error. Let's say I write the table name incorrectly. So sysconfig, instead of sysconfig, I'm just writing sysconf5, right? And if I run this now, the table name is error, right? If I run it, now only it is giving you the error. Now the first error which you got was no database selected. If you get that error anytime, you know that you have to double click on database, or you have to write this. Have a habit of writing this instead of double clicking on it, right? If you run this, it is the part of code now. Second error which you are now getting is table sys_conf5 does not exist, right? Obviously, this table is not there. The table which is there is sysconfig. Okay, so if the table is not there, you just try to rename or change the table name. And then this is your second error. So these are the two errors, which is very, very common. And if I run it now I'm getting this, and I'll again hide the middle part. So only two things which I'll be working on, or mainly three things. This is your tables and databases. This is the pieces of your codes. This is your output. Okay. For today, it is fine. Tomorrow, we'll start learning about your DDL part, which is so we learned about your basics of your DQL until now. Tomorrow, we'll start learning about your DDL. I think it will take 1 or 1.5 days to complete everything in your DDL. DDL stands for data definition language. Right? We'll see what they are tomorrow. Okay. At least by tomorrow, everyone should have it downloaded. Everything should be working fine. Okay. People who have problems installing the software now can come to me one by one, and then I'll solve it. People for whom everything is running fine, feel free to leave and take your time back. Online also the same thing. People who have downloaded everything, just feel free to leave. I'll just stop recording.